You know that one food that always spikes your blood sugar? No matter how much you bolus, no matter how much you pre-bolus, it always spikes your blood sugar? Samantha Hildebrand here with Type 1 Tribe. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel and coming back. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm a Type 1 diabetic as of February 18th, 2021, and I am here to share all about my diabetes experience with you. So what foods always spike my blood sugar? For me, it's ultra processed food every single time. It doesn't matter if it's packaged chips, packaged pretzels, packaged cookies. Every single time, my blood sugar is going through the roof. And the most annoying part with these foods is that it can take a couple hours for it to even hit your blood sugar. So when you eat them, you're like, oh, look, I'm doing great. My blood sugar's perfect. And then 2 hours later, it starts to climb up, and then there's no fixing it from there. Your blood sugar will stay high for hours and hours, and you take insulin to bring it back down and it doesn't come down, and oh my gosh, ultra processed food. This is what happens to me every single time I eat you. Well, why does this happen? Well, it's something called insulin resistance. Especially this happens in the short term when you eat ultra processed food. You may have insulin in your body, but your body's like, I'm not using that insulin. We're gonna stay high because you decided to eat some ultra processed food. Basically, when you have insulin resistance, the insulin is just hanging out in your blood longer than you would if you didn't have insulin resistance. So it's not working in the way that it should be when you're going through insulin resistance. That's why when you're high after eating ultra processed food, it just doesn't come down immediately once you take your insulin. It just stays high for a few hours. You get frustrated because it's not coming down. That's me. How about you? Do you also go high when you eat ultra processed food? And on top of that, ultra processed food is lacking in real nutrients. I mean, most of the time there's really nothing in there that's good for you, you know. Ultra processed food has added fillers and ingredients and really nothing that you really need in your body. And no, I'm not saying I never eat these foods, because I definitely do. My favorite snack of all time are tortilla chips. Add some tortilla chips with some guac or some salsa. That is my jam. And that is half the reason why I secretly hate having diabetes, because I can't eat the tortilla chips like I used to back in the day, just freely, and I had fun and that was it. That's not how it works anymore. Now when I eat tortilla chips plain with nothing else, my blood sugar about 2 hours later starts to crawl up. And depending on how many tortilla chips I eat, the higher it goes. And then my insulin is also high for longer. Now, everybody's body is completely different, so you may not spike from ultra processed food. However, if you're not spiking from ultra processed food, I'm assuming you're one of those people that eats 2 tortilla chips and you're done with it. Not like me that eat half the bag. When I eat half the bag of tortilla chips, my blood sugar is guaranteed going up. No matter what, blood sugar is going through the roof. But really, I think the moral of all this story is eat what you know won't spike your blood sugar. And I know, coming from a type 1 to another type 1 diabetic, that's probably just kind of a laugh, right? Because a lot of things spike our blood sugar. However, if you eat whole foods, things that come from an animal or from the ground, you will naturally see better blood sugars. And don't get me wrong, I understand that an apple, if you eat that plain, it's going to spike your blood sugar. But guess what? It will not provide the same insulin resistance than if you were to eat a bag of chips. So in those 2 examples, if you're gonna have a snack, you should definitely choose the apple over the bag of chips, as it is the healthier option, the more blood sugar friendly option with less insulin resistance. But don't get me wrong, you guys, I understand chips are amazing. They're absolutely delicious, and you can have them every once in a while. I still eat my chips, but I do know for a fact that I will see a high blood sugar, and I really need to plan that out when I'm eating those foods. Is how can I lessen that blood sugar spike? What can I do to still eat those tortilla chips and not see that big of a spike? But guess what? I will see a spike, because that's just what always happens to me. So comment below, let me know what processed food is always a guaranteed spike for you. And I'll see you guys next week in the next video. Bye.